Carlos Alcaraz doesn't hold back when talking about what has inspired him to tackle the new season, and one of the big names he mentions is none other than fighter Ilia Topuria. During a press conference ahead of the Australian Open, the Spanish tennis star made it clear that watching Topuria's overwhelming confidence before every fight helped him stop doubting himself. According to Alcaraz, that unshakable self-belief made him think, "Damn, if this guy can face monsters in the octagon, I can damn well crush it on the court too." He also hinted that this year, he's not going to burn himself out playing tournaments when he's physically or mentally drained. "Dealing with all the pressure is enough without dragging myself around the court like a zombie," he quipped with a touch of humor. Ilia Topuria, the coach no one expected. While Alcaraz says he's never been the type to seek advice or inspiration from others, something changed when he had the chance to chat with Ilia Topuria at the ATP Finals. There I was, listening to him talk with that unwavering self-assurance, with that "I can take on anything" tone in his voice. And I thought, hell, this is what I need. Ever since then, whenever I've had doubts or hit a rough patch, I think of him and how he tackles everything with such brutal confidence. Alcaraz openly admits that Topuria's example has lifted him in crucial moments. "He inspired me to remember who the hell I am and why I'm here. Fewer tournaments. Smarter planning." Alcaraz made it crystal clear that this year he's not playing tournaments just for the sake of it. "I'm not going anywhere if I'm mentally wiped out. I refuse to let every tournament turn into a bloody odyssey," he stated bluntly. The debate over the grueling tennis calendar didn't faze him, but he laid it out simply: an exhibition is nothing like an official tournament. At an exhibition, you show up for a day, put on a show, wave at the crowd, and head home. But a proper tournament? That's 9 days of giving it your all, both physically and mentally. There's just no comparison. And what about those exhibitions? They might not make it onto his schedule either. If I'm too exhausted, I'm not even bothering. My main goal is to enjoy playing. If that's not happening, I'd rather stay home and binge Netflix. New racket, better serve, the Alcaraz 2.0. But the reflections didn't stop there. Carlos admitted that he's been working on his gear and technique. "We needed to tweak some things with the racket. We added 5 grams to its weight. It might sound like nothing, but trust me, you feel it, big time. The most important thing was making sure I still felt comfortable, because if not, you end up wrecking your elbow. The ball comes off the strings faster now, which is great for certain shots like returns or serves," he explained. He's eager to put these adjustments to the test in real matches. As for his serve, he acknowledged it as a weak point that needed fixing. "The motion is much smoother now, with my wrist more relaxed. Overall, I'm just looser. When you're tense throughout a match, your body ends up paying for it, and you're left completely spent," he said with a laugh. Always evolving. Alcaraz knows that standing still isn't an option. In this sport, you either adapt or you're screwed. You've got to make small changes to stay competitive. "I want to stay at the top, and that means constantly tweaking and adjusting," he said with a mix of seriousness and humor. Finally, he praised the new box placements at the Australian Open, which will allow coaches to sit closer to their players. "Juan Carlos Ferrero will be so close he could probably yell at me from there if he wanted to. Though I'm hoping he doesn't give me too much stick," he joked. Alcaraz is ready for the first Grand Slam of the year, determined to show that the tweaks and lessons from last season, along with Topuria's example, have taken him to a whole new level. "This year, I'm giving it everything I've got, but without burning out. We're here to enjoy this, not to suffer like idiots," he concluded with a sly smile. "Juan Carlos has been by my side for 6 years, and let me tell you, the guy knows me better than I know myself. He's like my tennis whisperer. He gets what I need, exactly how I need it, and most importantly, when I need it. During matches, he knows how to talk to me without driving me up the wall, which is honestly an underrated skill. Having him with me at tournaments is like having a cheat code. Last year, I spent a lot of time with Samu, who's now my second coach, and I trust him with my life. But man, having Juan Carlos here in Melbourne? It's absolutely insane. It's like the cherry on top of my Aussie adventure. And here's the kicker. When I go up against Jannik Sinner, it's a whole different ballgame. I'm not kidding. It's like stepping into a gladiator ring. Playing against the best players in the world isn't just about hitting good shots. It's about completely rewiring your brain. You need a different mindset, a whole new level of focus. With Jannik, I know I've got to be at my absolute peak to have a shot. If I'm off my game even a little, 99% of the time, I'm toast. Watching him win titles and climb the rankings doesn't piss me off. It lights a fire under my ass. It's the kind of thing that makes me want to train harder, sweat more, and push every damn limit I've got. Now, let's talk about the little viral moment that has everyone melting over me in Melbourne. So, picture this. I'm strolling through the tournament grounds, my trusty racket bag slung over my shoulder, giving a friendly nod and a "how you doing" to everyone I pass. Doesn't matter if it's a fellow player or someone mopping the floors, they all get the Alcaraz charm. But the real MVP moment? I'm walking down this hallway, heading to another room, when I see a cleaning staff guy with one of those big-ass carts struggling to get through a doorway. What do? I stop, hold the door open for him, and let him roll through. That's it. Simple, right? But apparently, people online are eating it up like it's the most wholesome thing they've ever seen. I mean, hey, I'm just out here trying to be a decent human being. As for the Open itself, they've marked the big day for all the favorites. Me, Djokovic, Sinner, and even Iga Swiatek, the Polish powerhouse. It's go time, and trust me, I'm ready to bring the heat. This season's all about showing the world what I've got, and if holding a door or smashing a serve gets me there, I'm all in. Let's fucking go. Carlos Alcaraz is in full focus mode as he gears up for his debut at the one Grand Slam that's still missing from his trophy cabinet, the Australian Open. The guy didn't even bother with any of the warm-up tournaments because he wants to arrive at 100%, fresh as a daisy, and without risking any stupid injuries. But let's be real. He knows that if he wants to add this trophy to his collection, it's not going to be a walk in the park. He'll have to face the current champion, Jannik Sinner, and the man who practically owns a timeshare in Melbourne, Novak Djokovic. And as if that wasn't enough, the organizers decided that all three titans will make their debut on the same day, Monday, January 13th. Coincidence? Not a chance. Debut in the Margaret Court Arena. A bloody first for Alcaraz. Here's the controversy. Alcaraz won't be playing his first match in the iconic Rod Laver Arena, where all the big tennis stars usually shine. Instead, he's been assigned to the Margaret Court Arena, which, while cool, doesn't carry the same prestige. Rod Laver can host 14,820 screaming fans, while Margaret Court tops out at 7,500. It's like comparing a stadium concert to a gig in a fancy theater. The reason? Well, the organizers decided to prioritize the reigning champion Sinner and the king of Melbourne, Djokovic. It's a bit of an ego check, but Alcaraz doesn't seem fazed. A court is a court, and I'll give it my all even if it's in a bloody skate park, he'd probably say if you asked him. This will be the first time the 21-year-old plays on Margaret Court. In his debut year in 2021, he played on the outer courts, essentially the rookie leagues of the tournament. In 2022, he leveled up, mixing the outer courts with a thrilling match in Rod Laver against Matteo Berrettini. Last year, every match he played was in the main stadium. But this time, he's venturing into new territory. While Margaret Court Arena is the third largest stadium at Melbourne Park, it's considered the second most prestigious venue. It's not nothing, but it's a bit like staying in the guest room when you were hoping for the presidential suite. Last season, an end bitterer than black coffee. The 2023 season was a roller coaster for Alcaraz. After tying with Sinner in the Grand Slam race, the Italian snatched the world #1 spot with a late-season sprint that left the Spaniard looking like he'd just swallowed a lemon. Shanghai, Paris, the ATP Finals. It was a festival of losses for the young Mercian. But if there's one thing about Alcaraz, It's that he doesn't stay down for long. This year, he's out for revenge, and the Australian Open is the first stage where he plans to send a clear message. I'm back, and I'm not messing around. A day packed with drama and big debuts. As if the day wasn't already packed with enough action, the organizers have also scheduled Iga Swiatek's debut in the women's draw for the same Monday. This decision makes January 13th a full-blown tennis marathon for fans. On the plus side, the Super Monday schedule means Alcaraz won't play on Saturday, giving him a couple of extra days to fine-tune his game and recharge his batteries. What can we expect from Alcaraz this year? The Mercian star is determined to make 2024 his year to reclaim control of the tennis world. And what better way to start than by lifting the trophy in Australia? With his unstoppable energy, incredible talent, and of course, his down-to-earth personality, not to mention viral moments like holding doors for staff, Alcaraz is set on winning not just the title but also the hearts of tennis fans everywhere. Even if he's playing in Margaret Court instead of Rod Laver, he's ready to put on a show. So buckle up, folks, because this is just the beginning.